All right, good to have you back here. Grand Rapids over the weekend, Saturday, was as loud as any concert I've ever been to. I mean, when Donald Trump entered the room, J.D. Vance too, but when Donald Trump entered the room, his first appearance since becoming the most recent target of an assassination attempt happening on the 13th of July, Butler County, Pennsylvania, that he survived miraculously. But him walking into the room was so loud, it was deafening there at Van Andel Arena in Grand Rapids. 13,000 was the number I heard. I'm guessing that's about right. 13,000 people packed into Van Andel Arena. Remarkable day. Pete Hoekstra was there, and he's here with me today to weigh in on all of this. Pete Hoekstra, former House Intelligence Committee chair, 18 years in the House, and now the Republican chair for Michigan, and a guy well connected to politics in this country. Pete, good to have you back as always, my friend.
Not a better way to start the week.
What?
Good to see you.
Yeah, just another boring Sunday, Pete. Just another boring Sunday. Look, let me just ask you the question that I saw all over social media. Where is Joe Biden? He puts out this note. Then he puts out a subsequent note saying he endorses Kamala Harris, says he's leaving the race, endorsing Kamala Harris. No picture of the president, no video, no address to the nation, no anything. And then his brother says, one of his brothers, younger brother, Frank Biden, says, we're just hopeful that we can enjoy whatever time we have left with him. Pete, is Joe Biden alive today?
I'm sure he's alive. He's probably in Rehoboth, Delaware, where he's been most weekends for the last 4 years. Hey, it's time to move on. Joe Biden is gone. The Democratic power brokers, the folks working behind the scenes, have just disenfranchised 14 million Democratic voters, who said, hey, we want Joe Biden. Their scam fell apart at the end of the day. They thought that they could sneak through with Joe Biden, and there's all kinds of questions here about.
Right, but what I'm getting at, Pete, is this, and maybe a lie, but they're hinting at that he has some sort of terminal illness, and that was one of the breadcrumbs. Doesn't surprise me that he has some terminal. He's gone from, at 11 o'clock yesterday morning, his campaign people were still out on the Sunday show saying he's in this to win this. But by 1:46 in the afternoon, it's over. He pulls out, but we haven't seen him. And if he's incapable of coming out in front of cameras to say, I'm resigning, but I'm going to focus on my duties for the next few months, then he shouldn't be there at all. He should be removed from office by the 25th. It's all speculation as to where he is. But if he's not capable of running for president, should he maintain the office at all?
No, he shouldn't. But again, I think, the folks in the smoke-filled back rooms of the Democratic Party have been manipulating this process for probably the last year and a half, 2 years, knowing that they had an individual that was incapable of running for office and serving 4 more years. I don't think there's any doubt that was the issue, and that it was hidden. They hid it from the Democratic voters. They hid it from the American people, and they will use whatever tools they have at their disposal to get Kamala Harris or somebody of her ilk, the liberal ilk, elected. This is not about fair elections or anything. This is about the Democrats doing anything and everything that they can to hang on to power. And it's the power brokers in the smoke-filled rooms. It's not the Democratic, the folks on the grassroots level or anything like that. These are the folks that want to push their liberal globalist agenda on America, and they will do. We've seen this in 16, the Russia hoax. We saw this in 20 with the laptop. Forget that. It's time to talk about and continue talking about the devastation that their policies have inflicted on America.
Absolutely true, and that's exactly what we talked about with Michael Whatley. I just shared this, the RNC chair. On Saturday, I spoke to him for several minutes, and he says it's about bad policies, and I agree. And look, if I look at the polling here, Donald Trump leads Kamala Harris by at least as much, if not more, than he did Joe Biden. And so I have to ask you, politically speaking, is she just a sacrificial lamb, and they're already conceding the election of 2024 and looking 4 years down the road? Look, Whitmer's not going to get in this thing, or Newsom, or Shapiro, any of them. They're not going to tie themselves to this deal, I don't believe. They're not going to be running mates for this ticket that's going to be a disaster. You're going to get somebody unknown or somebody just completely old. Oh, look, they bring credibility to the ticket, gravitas, blah, blah, blah. I don't think it's a winnable. I don't think it's a winnable ticket, Pete. I don't see how they win with Kamala Harris.
I don't know if they win with Kamala Harris, but they're going to spend the next, the last 24 hours, the next 48, the next 72 hours, trying to figure out whether there is any feasible winning ticket that is out there. And if they find one, they'll dump Kamala as quickly as what they dumped. Well, they didn't dump Joe Biden quickly, but they will dump Kamala if they can find a winning ticket or something that at least saves down ballot races. I don't think they're going to give up yet. We're 102 days from the election, something like that. They're not going to give up and concede this election at all.
Yeah, Barack Obama not offering. I mean, Bill and Hillary Clinton came out, Gretchen Whitmer, Newsom, Shapiro, all the people I just mentioned came out and endorsed Kamala Harris almost immediately. Not Barack Obama. He did not endorse anybody. He wants his ring kissed for the next few days or weeks, doesn't he?
Sure, and there's always the, hanging out there as a possibility is Michelle Obama. Stranger things have happened, but, if the polls are, the polls that you're seeing, I haven't seen all of those, but if it shows that Kamala is as bad, if not worse, than Joe Biden in an electoral race, like I said, they will dump her, and I wouldn't be surprised. Where would her policies be better than Joe Biden? She is further left than Joe Biden. You think workers in Michigan are going to vote for a California environmentalist where they've outlawed the building of new gas stations after a certain date specified. They want to be at 100% electric vehicles within a date specified. That ain't gonna hey, now instead of us all being out of work in 20 years, we're going to be out of work in 10. That ain't gonna happen.
No, exactly, and you're right. It doesn't sell in Michigan. Boy, real quickly on a positive note, what an event for Donald Trump in Grand Rapids. 13,000 people. I've been to concerts in my life, Pete. I have never heard a crowd louder and more enthusiastic than what I witnessed on Saturday. We got about 30 seconds here. Let's end it on a positive note. Tell me what your experience was.
It was awesome, and you saw Donald Trump that was relaxed. He was softer. Who would have imagined 7 years ago that you would hear Donald Trump making fun of his comb over? It was awesome.
It was funny.
It was the same tough policy and commitment to the American people with even more of a sense of humor than I have ever seen.
It was Donald. Great. It was great,
fully
Pete.
Ready to win.
Yeah. All right, Pete Hoekstra. Greatly appreciate it. Look, we're going to keep a close eye on all of this. The comb over is funny, but we're in a serious situation as a nation, so we have to keep a close eye on it. Pete, as always, my friend, thank you.
Hey, thank you.